some items in the mail and taking stock of what I got. Good late afternoon to you all, YouTube, out there in YouTube land. This is Thursday at 5:22 in the afternoon. I still got the sensei on the bench. I'm going to clean that up, though. I think I'm going to try to get into something different this evening. Probably won't be anything on it posted till tomorrow. But I'm going to take in, I've got a shelf in the kitchen that's filled with old projects. I'm going to try to assemble some of those to where they can be taken off that shelf, put up on the new shelf, and get out of the kitchen. Plus, I figure if they're here, I might be more inclined to work on them. Primarily, this is, I think, 3 or 4, and I don't remember exactly how many I bought, of the Zenith AM/FM tube radios, like the one that Cutworm sent me. It's been a while back, but I kept buying different ones for parts, and I think I ended up with 4 altogether, I think. But yeah, I can't even be certain of that. It's maybe 3, I don't know. But anywho, that's I have parts ordered for the Sensei. Some of them coming from China, so I'm going to put it away and get it out again when those arrive. Hopefully. You guys know how that goes. I may forget all about it, just like those radios in there. I got a package in the mail today from George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and I am pleased with what he sent me. It was a surprise. I didn't know it was, he said he was sending a package, but he didn't tell me what was in it. And it was really, really nice. And here's the first item. This is a September 1954 issue. You can see the Popular Mechanics radio equipment down there. I think it's probably radio related. So, actually it's hi-fi. Whatever. And also a copy of Radio Experimenter. This is from November of, oh no, it's November, fall of 1960. So, that I know will have some projects in it. I plan on leafing through them briefly, probably this evening, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, and seeing if there's a project or something from these books that we could get into. And I just want to say very, very much appreciated to George for sending those along. And I love looking through old stuff like that. That's just, fun for me. I don't know. In 1960, I would have been 9 years old. 54, I would have been 3. That should give you a clue as when I was born. Yeah, I'd say when I was 9, I was probably starting to get into that stuff. Japanese radios, they were the rage about that time, I think. Transistor radios, I should say. Well, they're all from Japan, though, so most of them anyway. So, in addition to that, I got a couple of items from China. First one is a pack of 10 of these circuit boards. I think I had mentioned I had ordered them some time ago. These are LM78XX boards. In other words, 7805, 7812, that line. And basically, they're you just add the components, and which I have those chips and capacitors, whatever else is necessary, and bam, you have a power supply. You guys know how I like power supplies, right? The other thing is at the same time I ordered a 10-pack of LM317 adjustable regulators. Those arrived. I have a couple more. I have boards coming for these, and I have a couple more. Well, I had the little pins, these things here yesterday. I think I showed you these. I know I did. That fit these boards. So that's what those are for. So Bob was the one who helped me to figure all that out. Thank you, Bob. Y'all know Bob. So anyway, I think what I'm going to do is maybe get into that this evening, and like I said, this may not be posted till tomorrow, probably won't, but I just wanted to share with you what I got in the mail, and say once again thanks to George for sending that along. You guys that send me these things, I do appreciate it very much, very, very much, and like I said, it's just a wonderful thing, because, you know, I'm not destitute by any means, but you know how it is on. You guys know that on the fixed income how it is. You do the best you can, what you got. So I did see we're getting a raise, Social Security raise. I think 2.8 maybe 2.8% next year. I don't know. They said it was the largest in 7 years, I think. Of course, Bob said, you know, that's always eaten up by Medicare premiums and everything else. Mine was the rent. Rent went up on me last time we got a raise, so, you know, it always something. But anyway, it's nice to have something maybe coming. More radios, yay! Kylie will kill me if I buy any more radios, though. She's already told me. So, I wanted to do that, and then I think that's going to do it. Let me see if I can get into some of this. Clean this mess off the bench and put that in a box, and a project box, obviously, and then I will bring in one of those radios to see if I can't assemble that back together and set it up on the shelf, and maybe get even another one. So we'll see. All right, stay tuned for that. I'm back with you once again, YouTube. It's 6:50 now in the evening. I have two of the radios I was talking about on the bench. Cabinet here, there's a cabinet there. You can't really see it's off camera, but I think this is the radio that goes with this cabinet, and that one goes with that one, I think. I thought I marked these, which ones were which, but maybe I didn't, I don't remember. But anywho, they just slide in. It's just not a real big deal on getting them back in. Well, right away I can see that the knobs are still on this one, and the knobs are in the front of that. They have the captive knobs like Bill was talking about. I don't think that one goes with that one. Maybe it goes with this one. Let me look at them a little closer here and see if I can tell what's what and where's when and stuff like that there. Be right back. Alright, well, this one's back together. I do have it hooked up. It is absolutely not working though. At least on FM. It does do some static on AM, but that's about it. Even the local station doesn't come in. So we're going to count that one a failure. I didn't even know what we got going here. Some of these radios were just bought for parts. I think the chassis said $5 number 2. I think I bought 2 of these radios for $5 each, yeah, on eBay, and I think this is one of the chassis from the $5 radio. Probably the case too. So I'm not going to worry about that one. We're going to take this and unplug it, and at least it's back together enough to where I can put it up on the shelf and you know, keep it out of the whatever. So I think I'll try the same thing with the number 2 here, and I may have to use the same case. Trying to think. I know that other case doesn't have a speaker in it, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to hook up to a speaker unless I use this case. So let me do that. Like I said, these come apart pretty easy. The hardest part about it is getting these nuts off. Knobs, not nuts, knobs. And it's not really that hard. Get a hold of them just right. This one, the center one's the hardest probably. There it goes. Just have to pull on it. I gotta be careful and get the wires off the speaker. There we go. Got that off. We'll set this one. This is a nice clean chat. Well, not clean, but it's pretty clean compared to this other one. I'm gonna set this down here on this other radio. And we'll pop this one in real quick and see the same thing. Now this has got a tube out of it. You can see that. It's just laying there. I'm assuming it goes right there. Don't know why it's out, but we can put it back in. That's not a big deal. See if there's anything else missing here real quick. While I'm looking at it, I see an IF can floating around here. Not sure where that's from. Obviously not this radio though. I'll put that over here out of the way and check it again, make sure there's nothing else that I need to be worried about. Look on the underneath side, and it looks pretty normal. Let me slide this one in there. Now these wires here, I believe down here, this is the antenna wire for the AM, and this is the other antenna wire for the AM. I think these two are the ones that hook up to the back panel for the FM antenna, because that's where your line cord hooks in with that one, this thing here. And I think that's where it hooks in, so that's what I've been hooking up to for the antenna anyway, so we'll see. Alright, let me put this in there real quick and I'll be right back to you. Alright, I think we have a little reception with this one.
It's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 6262.
Not great.
Check out. That's Vistaprint.com. Promo code 6262. And now,
Bought from Geico Motorcycle. It took 15 minutes to purchase the gas station egg stop.
Has the fondness to take it seriously. So real investigations are happening for sure. Now universities don't have subpoena power, so whichever students are going to talk to them, they'll send a letter to the...
So that seems to be working.
You're being brought up on this.
Let's try the AM.
Say, okay, well, we're going to probably have...
Well, that didn't work. Oh, down all the way, okay. Yeah, I have absolutely no antenna on that. See if I can throw an antenna on it real quick. Get a little clippy. Alright, this is one of those radios that's got one of those antennas that's very particular with. So we're not getting any AM there. That's normal. Like I said, this is one of those sets that does that. Come back to FM real quick. And my wire came off.
report. No mistaking your style, no mistaking your touch.
Family member or coworker that you want us to give a birthday shout out to? Email us their name along with their...
Just regretted sex. So DeVos is...
Wake of your smile. I get
As fear cannot win over greed, and we got our ship already and primed.
That is the home. Alright, I'm going to stop this here and go ahead and bring in the next two. I did say, I don't know if I said this, but there is 4 of these. So I did see 4 cabinets anyway. So, alright, let me put this back together, and I'm going to set that other one, or put it in that other cabinet because it doesn't work. I think this is the one it goes with because the wire says white on the back of the speaker, and this has a white wire. So I think this is the right one. So it doesn't really matter, but you know, I just kind of like to keep them together. So all right, let me take this little thing apart and put it up on the shelf and get the other one, and we'll be back. All right, we have number 3. This is probably, I was going to say, the most complete as far as the back being attached to the antenna and such, but if we look up here and look down, there's a gaping hole right there, and that gaping hole belongs to this. Of course there's no insides in this, but the insides, wherever they're at, goes in there. I do remember I had silver mica disease on one of these IF cans, and I tried to repair it. That was my foray into that, and it did not go well. Went pretty bad. So I'm sure this is the one that happened to. Again, everything's intact on this, but still it's not going to work because obviously it's missing an IF can. So that's that. What I'm going to do is put this back into the other cabinet. I cannot find the last chassis. It's there on that cabinet somewhere, or it's over in the other part, but it's here somewhere. I have 4 cabinets. I have to have 4 chassis, so that just makes sense. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put this away, and I'll put this up there also. That's going to clear out a lot of room on that other space, on that other shelf, and eventually that shelf's coming in here. And I know you can't see it, but over there where the bathroom door is, I'm taking that door off the hinges because it's a stupid door. And I'm going to put it in my cupboard there, and I'm going to put that shelf right there, and that will get it out of the kitchen, number 1, and it also will have me more space in here, and that's what I'm looking for. And I'm sure Kylie's looking for the same thing. She wants to get it out of the kitchen. So one of these days I'm going to have about all my stuff in here. I'm not going to have room to walk or sleep or anything, but I'll be in here. So anyway, this is going to wrap this up. Like I said, the only thing I'm going to do is put this, not this cabinet, but the one up above. Well, you can't even see it. Let's show you here. I have 2 cabinets here. There's one here and one here. Now this one has the knobs on them. I'm going to go ahead and put this, well, you know, come to think of it, this one doesn't work. There's no sense in putting it in with the knob, so I'll put it in the bottom one. And when I find the other cabinet, I'll put the or other chassis, I'll put that in there with that. But in the meantime, we'll get all those radios out of the way in there, and that'll be good. So let me do that, and I'm going to sign off here. You guys, it's now 7:30 in the evening. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you.